by people who you don't know. Use what you have. So we all have access to the internet. We all have access to things that we have been interested in. Use what you have, right? That's the rule of if you don't know what to do, if you don't know who to serve, use what you have. The question is, or the statement would be, what do they need and what do I know? What do they need and what do I know? Because a lot of the trap is I want to build what I need, and there are people who have similar needs than you, so that's kind of like the creative. There's two camps in that way, where it's like the artist is like, create what you need to create, and the scientist is like, create what they need to create, or the businessman is create what they need to create, because that's what they need to do. So use what you have. And what do we have? We have things, we have skills, we have access, we have time, we have money. Like, there's categories, right? You have knowledge, which is skills. You have action, which is also skills, like knowledge, action. Because teaching is a skill, and teaching is the transfer of knowledge to another. So, what skills can you use? What skills? What you have, and you also have access to your history of context and stories, and you have access to stories that resonate deeply inside of humanity. So, when you use what you have, you should be able to you should be able to create an infinite and an abundant amount of things. So, there we go. If you use what you have. So I'm trying to think of this way, because we get into the trap of, oh, I don't have. I can't do this because I don't have. Well, it's not necessarily true. It's just that you don't see that you don't have. You don't see what you have. Because when you're like, oh, I don't have that, it's because you don't see it. It's like, oh, I don't see, because you might have to use some brain power to make sure you can use what you have, or see what you need. So, like, for instance, me and my friends were longboarding around the neighborhood back in the day, and there was this thing called basically paddleboarding was huge, but in Houston, there's not a lot of water, there's a lot of concrete, and so longboards are similar to paddleboards because they allowed you to glide on the concrete as if it was water. So the paddleboard trend was happening, and we did not have paddleboards for our longboards, and so you could buy, if you have enough money, you can buy something, and then you have to wait for it to come. This like stick with a rubber thing on it, and I said, well, let me use what I have. So I ran into the garage and found a PVC pipe. I found a tennis ball and duct tape. And I also found a drill, and I drilled a hole in a tennis ball, put it on the PVC pipe, taped it up, and me and my three buddies were able to use it. Two buddies were able to use it, so I had to do it 3 times. And it only took me 10 minutes to do all 3. And so within 10 minutes, we were able to do what we wanted to do. And if it wasn't for me looking around on what do I have, we would have to use our legs instead of our arms. And so it was a fun experience, and hopefully our my buddies will remember it for a little bit, or just recall it